Hello Wibbly Wobblies, my name's Jax and welcome to my channel. So I don't know if you've been watching my devlogs or my channel or anything, but I recently bought some new equipment, a load of like audio equipment to do loads of stuff. And what's happened is it's kind of counterproductive. I mean, eventually it'll balance out, but at the moment I'm spending far too much of my time making drum and bass tracks. Which I really shouldn't be doing, right? I should just be making sound effects for my games. So it's been slightly counterproductive is my point. I wanted to make this devlog today just to explain sort of what's going on. I don't know if it's what's going on. Yeah, when I say what's going on, it's nothing like bad. It's just, I don't know, I'm just making it. Right, I've bought all my new equipment and I've managed to redo my floor. I actually got the floor done, which I wanted to do for a long time. Oh, and this little creature visited me, landed on my windowsill. Look at this. Hello, little baby person. I've kind of gone off focus a little bit, so I was working on a little sort of side scroller space shooter game, and I wanted to get that finished so it was compatible with joypad and keyboard and mouse, and I wanted it to be compatible to the point where you can pick a controller up and it'd work, or you could just use your keyboard and mouse and it'd work. So it was just switch between whichever one you was using. I'm finding that very difficult, not to mention that in Unreal Engine 5.6 the input control and all that is slightly different. I only noticed this the other day. It's like on the third person character it's set up slightly different, and I haven't really looked at it properly yet, so that's something I need to look at. Because I'm trying to be as productive as possible, I'm trying to do stuff, even if I'm not working on my games, I'm trying to do stuff that's going to benefit my games in the long run. So what I've been doing when I've kind of been out of whack a little bit, I've just been sort of making textures and making normal maps. So I've been creating some normal maps. As you see over here, I created this little sort of meshy one. And basically, like, they can be used on anything, so I don't have to make it for any particular game, you know. Right, another thing I wanted to show you was a really cool thing you can do with Unreal Engine, right, is you can copy code into Notepad documents. So if I just go in here and create a material, and let's just call it right, call it anything, right, open it up. Right, it's just a material. I've copied and saved the nodes into a notepad document. So if I go to my notepad and I go to open, and then I've got these little things here. Look, let's open this one, chaos material node, for example. So the chaos material node is a node that is a useful node, but it's hard to find. So I thought, you know what, I'll just save it. So it's in a document. If I in one document on its own, if I go select all and then control C, and then inside the material just right click. I don't even think you need to right click, no, left click, and then control V, and then look, the node is there, right? And then bring a little image in. Let's say bring this texture in. With this chaos node, you do have to turn these textures to a texture object. Convert that to texture object, put that into texture, and then look at the result. Pretty cool. So basically I've just saved that node as a notepad document. So I've got different things I've saved. So for example, I can't always remember how to make a little circle, so I'll do a tutorial, make the circle in a material. Trade circle, open, select all, copy, left click, paste, and now put that into emissive color. It's a circle. It's supposed to go into a translucent, but look, you've just copied this notepad document and it's saved all them nodes. What I'm starting to do now, I'm going around doing a load of tutorials, getting cool materials and making different effects, saving them in notepad documents, and listing them. So like, let me go to the laser beam material. So open that up, select all, Control C, left click, Control V, and now I have this cool material. See, so I don't have to go and watch the tutorial again to get all these bits. I can just save all that into a notepad document. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that, really. I'm going around doing tutorials and making cool materials and then saving my materials into notepad documents so I can just call them up anytime I want. I know you can like migrate stuff and do all sorts of stuff like that, but I just thought it was cool because they're just notepad documents and you can just title them what you know it to be, you know. So if you can call it what you want, but like best way for you to remember which things. So for example, I want to make a cool like trail effect for a sword, and sometimes I can't remember what the base material is that you need to do that. So I could just go and do the tutorial for that. And whenever I keep making new trails or new different things, I keep reverting back to the same tutorial and I just copy it again. So rather than keep doing that, I can just revert back to the notepad document and do it that way. But yeah, I don't know if this was a bit of a messy devlog or what, but yeah, I just thought I'd show you that little trick because it is a really cool little trick that Unreal can do, and you can do it with code as well. So you can I could just take that code and copy it, put it into a notepad, and re-import it later. The only thing you have to be careful about is your dependents. So say for example, in this material, say I copy and paste a load of things in. Right, let me go back to the notepad one. The laser beam tutorial, say laser beam material, select all, copy. Say I paste this in now, right? All these nodes are not really dependents. The parameters are not really dependents. The dependents are the things that aren't always there. So for example, this texture sample, this is just in the starter content as a tiling noise. But if that was my own texture, when I copied this in, this would be missing because it would be missing in the content draw files. So you just need to be careful of what things you copying and pasting. Just make sure that they're not things that are dependent to that content draw, to the stuff that's in your folder. So let me say, for example, see if I copied this move node, that probably wouldn't have any dependence. But if I started adding custom events and functions and animations and things like that, static meshes or whatever, they're going to be stuff that isn't going to be in every single one of your projects. So yeah, just be careful of copying the dependents and making sure that if you do copy it into another folder, that into another project, that the things that you're using in that file are also in your new project as well. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I say, I don't know if that was a messy devlog or what, but yeah, I've not really been working on my games at the moment, but I'm trying to bring it all together. Eventually, it'll level out, and I'll be back to normal. But at the moment, I've got a load of new little gadgets that I'm messing around with, so I've been having a bit of fun with them. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.